Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to another episode from Board and Brew. Today we're looking at Century New World. Century New World is a game by Emerson Mattergy. It's also in a trilogy of games where you also have Spice Road and Eastern Wonders. The game is fully mixable, as you can combine just one, two or all three games together depending on your preference. And yeah, it's published by Plan B Games, plays 2 to 4 players in about 30 to 40 minutes depending on how many games you include. And yeah, let's get into unboxing it. So here is A Century New World. Now, as you look at the front of it, it's a lovely design, just like on the other games. The side depicts it is the end of the trilogy, so there'll be no more games after this one. On the back we have the synopsis. So as it says, Century Trilogy, it's fully mixable, you can play it on its own or mix it with Spice Road and Eastern Wonders to create 4 unique games, which is a great thing I think. So you could play Spice Road, Eastern Wonders, New World, or combine any of the 3 games if you wanted to. So let's read it through. 300 years in making, the Century Trilogy concludes with Century New World. Explore the New World as a merchant at the turn of the 16th century. On the verge of the wilderness, you'll need to hunt and gather, harvest resources, explore and trade with native inhabitants to survive. Player experienced with the Century Trilogy will immediately appreciate the series' hallmark trading mechanism, but will be impressed with the new twist on worker placement. So Spice Road was all about playing cards to collect your resources. Eastern Wonders, you were moving around a map on a boat to collect resources. In Century New World, you are placing workers to activate the locations. So you activate the locations with your settlers, you're collecting and trading resources, as you did in the other games, and you're scoring points and getting new abilities. So the difference here is you're activating locations, and you're getting new abilities as you score those points as well. So as you open the box up, you're introduced with an overview sheet. The overview sheet tells you all the locations, so you have production locations, upgrade locations, trade and fort. You then have your point cards, which symbols mean on those, and you have your bonus tiles as well. So there's a lot new in this game. We'll explain a bit later on what they all do. We then included in the game are the different setups. So as we said, we've got a New World's basic setup. We have Spice Road and a New World. We have Eastern Wonders and a New World. And finally we have Spice Road, Eastern Wonders and a New World. So it's on the back of the box. You have 4 different games, all mixable together if you want. And then you also have the inclusion of just playing Spice Road, just playing Eastern Wonders, or combining Spice Road and Eastern Wonders to make a game. So you actually have a total of 7 games to play if you wanted to, which is really nice. 7 games from 3 boxes. You then have your player boards, 4 player boards with a double-sided. The only thing I don't like about these player boards is that the art is the same. If you remember Spice Road had different artwork on the player boards. These ones are all the same, which is kind of a bit disappointing, but it's what it is. You have your first player marker as always on your player board, so you dish these out and then that's the first player. Eastern Wonders is on the opposite side obviously, as you have your fort locations. As you can see, you have your limit of 10 resources. These locations here are for your bonus tiles, and this is where you'll put your workers when you want to use them or just look at the nice artwork. We then have our map locations, so we have A through F, which are also double-sided on all the locations. You place out A, B and C at all times, and then you choose from D, E and F to change the locations and give a bit more variety. If you look at location, we have the top bit here is where the bonus tiles go, so you'll put 4 bonus tiles here and 3 here. There's also places for 2 and 2. You have your meeple amount, the amount of meeples you have to place to go to that location, and you also have a symbol. These symbols will come later on as you're scoring your points, as you'll get benefits like meeple reductions, you'll get extra resources from going to locations, and so on and so forth. So yeah, there's lots of different locations. The other side obviously has the Eastern Wonders locations. It also has Spice Road locations as well, depending on what games you include. We then have the actual components. So we have our yellow cubes, which are our corn in this game, our red cubes, which are our meat, our green is tobacco, and our brown is our fur. As always, you get lovely plastic bowls for them. The colour is slightly different for all the games. I'm not sure if that's intended, but it does allow you to switch up the colours, so you'll know what your Spice Road components are and your Eastern Wonders and your New World locations are. We then have all our cards here. So much like Spice Road, we have lots of different cards. These cards are your point cards, which they use to score points. They also give the amount of resources you need to trade to get that score point. We then have abilities on top. So this card here on the top lets you gain 2 additional meeples. Then you also have a bonus world icon, as they're called, and these are what you're going to be collecting to score your bonus tiles later on. There's different cards. You have exploration tiles, so you can unlock additional locations later in the game. you can have point cards that let you use one less meeple, and then you also have cards which, if I can find one, that allow you to gain extra resources when you go to that certain location. So yeah, lots of different resources, lots of different cards, and lots of variety. There's also obviously cards in the back which have 3+ players on. You have your 4+ players on as well, and there's also white and black cards, white black star cards, sorry, which allow you to. They're used in different combinations of games: 3+ players, 4+ players, or even a combination of Spice Road and Eastern Wonders and New World. Then we have our little meeples. The meeples are really small, so be careful not to lose them. They're the same colours as Eastern Wonders, which is great, obviously for the combinations. So if your little meeples here, you will gain. You have so many at the start of the game, and you also gain some during the game as well. We then have our bonus tiles here. As you can see here, these are what your board icons on your point cards mean. So you'll need every set of hammers and dream catchers. You'll get 3 points for that one. There's also some in there. If we open them up, get a few out. So you have your combinations. You get 2 points for every compass icon. There's lots of those. Every 2 meeples you get an extra point. And there's also one in there, or a few in there, that let you just get straight points as well. You can only collect 3 maximum though, so be choosy of what you want to get. You then have your exploration tiles here, which go onto locations. So again, these are vary as well. 3 points, an extra world icon to use, an extra meeple to unlock, immediate resources. So these are like immediate effects you get. And these go onto these locations here with the symbol. And to get these locations are all locked until you unlock them by getting one of these off the board. And to unlock these, you'll have to get point cards, which then allow you to pick up a location, exploration tile, and then that exploration tile is unlocked for everyone in the game. So if all these had exploration tiles on, and I took it off this space here, I would get the exploration tile, but everyone will be able to use this space in future turns. We then have some extra bonus tiles here, which I use for Spice Road, and the free Mark 1 is for using in Spice Road, Eastern Wonders and a New World combined. That is a Sentry New World. So yeah, we're just going to pack it up now, and I'm going to quickly show you what the actual board looks like. And we're back, guys. So this is what the setup looks like for the board for a 2-player game and just a 1-player board. So we have our locations here, which are now locked at the minute. So to unlock one of the locations, you'd have to get a point card that has this symbol on the top, which is the exploration symbol. That will allow you to take any location tile, an exploration tile, sorry, and unlock that location for everyone for the rest of the game. So these are all locked. You will then get your benefit from the exploration tile immediately. So extra meeple, you get extra world icon, resources, or just immediate points. You then have your bonus tiles here. When you go to one of these locations with the meeple amount, you can take the bonus tile, the point card, or both for the 1 meeple. So if I were to claim this, I would place 1 meeple on here. I would take the bonus tile, which you put next to your board here. That would then take up one of the spaces, so you can have 3 bonus tiles maximum. You'd then be able to take the point card if you had these resources here, and this would then go next to your board as well. You then pay the cost. So obviously with this card I would need to pay 2 meat and 1 corn, which I don't have, but you pay that into the supply and you then have that as well. You then also get the additional benefit on the card. So for this one I'd get an extra meeple. In a 2-player game you start with 7 meeples, so I'd get an 8th meeple if I were to collect the point card. You then also get a world icon as well for your bonus tiles later on. And that's basically how a game works. You place meeples on the board depending on how many meeples are being asked for. So this one you cost all 1, these cost 2, these cost 3, obviously. Fur being the rarest material, you cost more meeples. You then get obviously point cards which have these symbols on. So for every corn, when you take an action on a corn space, you get an extra corn. So if I were to go here, I'd actually get 3 corn rather than 2 for meeple. You have cards which are like these, which means every helping hand space I use 1 less meeple. So if I were to go to this space here, if it was unlocked, I'd actually only need to pay 1 meeple rather than 2. And there's lots of different point cards in the game which allow you to take additional resources, takes less meeples, obviously unlock the exploration tiles, or just standard points. And yeah, that is basically the game, guys. You spend meeples to unlock the actions on the locations, you use a location action, and then you score points as you collect resources and point cards. This has been Board and Brew, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, follow and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment if you wish. Tell me what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy, and yeah, I'll see you next time, guys. Over and out.